Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Ibu, Bapak. Selamat pagi. Welcome to Tunas Muda School Kedoya, PYP Exhibition Academic Year 2021-2022. With the first session with me, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Miss Lisbeth, and I am a mentor from Listen to Your Art Group, and now I will be serving as your moderator. So today is the last day of our PYPX journey. Woohoo! I think all the mentor and the mentees are very happy, but I'm sure the journey doesn't stop here. Their learning journey starts here, and they will continue to inspire many people with their talent. So before we get started, I have some questions that comes to my mind. First, is there any message of reading comic book? Who ever read a comic book? And what genres of comic books do you like to read? And the second question is, do you know what is pop-up book? Does it pop up like that? Or how to make it? How to make the pop-up book? To answer all these questions, we have our excellent presenter, Mercy Olivia, with the pop-up storybook topic, and Keanu Yudhistira with his topic, making comic book. So, to ensure our positive vibes and experience for all presenters and the visitors, please take a look at our Zoom housekeeping, and I want to highlight some points. First, turn on your camera, and please type your question in the chat box, and then please select reply to everyone, and then please do not record any of our PYPX session. And if you use laptop, please choose speaker view on the top right. Okay, next. Now, it's a great pleasure for me to call our presenter for today. In the first session, first presenter will be led by Mercy Olivia and will be followed by Keanu Yudhistira. So please welcome Mercy Olivia.
Hello everyone, my name is Mercy from 6D and I'm going to present my PYPX project. I hope you'll find this PYPX project useful. The table of contents include the introduction, central idea, issue, action, and what I'll do next. Since I've already set the future contents of the slides, let's head on to the introduction. Hello, my name is Mercy Olivia Kusuma, Mercy for short, and I'm in 6th grade. I'm a big fan of visual arts, and I have been doing them for 9 years now. But I usually draw digitally. However, I've been trying to do something new, such as making a pop-up book. I decided that my topic was to make a pop-up book to motivate children to read more books. Heading on to the central idea, my central idea was an inquiry into the ways in which we discover and express ideas, feelings, nature, culture, beliefs, and values. My lines of inquiries are: what a pop-up book is, the function of a pop-up book, expressing ideas through a pop-up book story. My key concepts is form, function, and responsibility, alongside with my related concepts as creativity, messages, and appreciate. I use ADLs such as self-management skills by setting a time schedule to know the time for break time and working hours. Thinking skills to imagine the structure of the pop-up book, to plan and construct my pop-up book. Research skills to find more information for my interests, and communication skills whenever I communicated with my mentors and mentees during mentor meetings. I even use learner profiles such as balance by managing my time between working and playing wisely. and reflective since I always use the suggestions and opinions my mentor give me to benefit my work, and knowledgeable by writing most of the knowledge I have into my G slides and G sites. And my mentors are Mr. Nao, Pak Sutris, and Miss Lisbeth. And my guest speaker is Auntie Francisca, who is a watercolor expert. Now into the issues. My issues is young children are more interested in books with pictures, so I decided to make a book that is entertaining and educational. Since 32% of children read books every day, while 60% of them read them every week, but these percentages has been falling as gadgets show up, and according to a survey of 2,000 British children, 50% families now own at least one tablet, up from 24% a year ago. But is it good for their reading habit? Does children visit digital books app daily? No, it's not. But here's the good news. 32% of them still read books every day, but most of them play on electronics. Now here's a couple of basic knowledge. What is a pop-up book? Well, pop-up books are interactive movable books that bring life to characters and animate storylines with extra dimensions. It's not just about the design though. Pop-up books are printed and cut with an additional amount of hand labor. Each project is approached with experience and a deep understanding of the way a pop-up book is produced, so we can ensure the book looks fantastic and is possible to produce. Here are a few types of pop-up books as well. Firstly, the tunnel pop-up book. Tunnel books are made up of a series of pages that are held together by folded strips of paper on each side. The effect of a tunnel book is to create the illusion of depth and perspective. Heading on to the transformation pop-up book. Transformation shows a scene where a reader opens a page to transform that page into a 3D scene. While vowels or wheel charts is a type of slide chart, which is a paper construction with rotating parts. While pull tabs are where readers can move the illustration in order to create a movement of the illustration by pulling a tab. Wait, but hold on. Why pop-up books? Good question. Here are some reasons. Pop-up books are interactive with tabs and flaps that turn ordinary illustrations into 3D and is a great way to motivate children to read more. It also helps children strengthen their vocabulary skills. And to make children understand the content of the book, pop-up books are a perfect way to train children's imagination. Here's a bit of history of pop-up books. Pop-up books are used to teach body structure and space predictions about 700 years ago. And by the 19th century, some pop-up books were published in England. By the 1960s, American Waldo Hunt popularized the pop-up book in the mid-20th century. But today, pop-up books are popular with children because of the unusualness of the movable elements and pop-up elements. Now let's head on into my actions. So, I created a pop-up book to spread messages to children to make education much more entertaining and interesting with pop-ups and three-dimensional images. But how are you going to make it? Here are some steps I did. First, I planned the content of the pop-up book. Second, interview an expert for tips on how to make a book and how to do watercolor painting. Then, collect the materials and started drawing and painting. Once you're done, cut out all the drawings, stick it onto the pop-up book, then scan the pop-up book to produce more. And after a couple days, I finally had my campaign session to present and promote my pop-up book. Here are more steps I did in my PYP journey. Firstly, I find my issue, interest, and purpose. I then interview some guest speakers for helpful tips. Soon, I gathered all the materials I need and started making the pop-up book. And after I finished making the pop-up book, I did my campaign sessions. In conclusion, the message in the pop-up book I made did reach most of the KB and Year 1 students. This proved that pop-up books are really effective in delivering messages. After the campaign session, I got much more motivated, so I plan to draw more about ocean pollution whenever I'm bored and post it to social media to spread awareness and help inspire others to take action too. And finally, here are the resources I use which are embedded into the text. Last but not least, thank you for listening to my slides. I hope you enjoyed today's PYPX expedition. But before we end the presentation, do you have any questions?
Thank you so much, Mercy. It was a beautiful presentation, and I really like to read the pop-up book as well because it's interesting and I like the picture as well. So we move on to the next presenter. We have Kianu Yudhistira. So please enjoy and be inspired.
Hello, my name is Kedoya and I am 12 years old. I like to play games and sports. I am a quiet person and a curious person. I also love reading comic books during my spare time. Here are my mentors, Mr. Niall, Miss Lisbeth, and Pasutris. They patiently guided me through this process together with the general mentors. This year's PYP exhibition transdisciplinary theme is how we express ourselves, and my focus is an inquiry into the ways in which we reflect on, extend, and enjoy our creativity. Since I love reading comics, so I decided to pick comic as my topic of interest to explore. I want to express my creativity in making one. Why comic? Because comic has colorful pictures with some action that are shown clearer on every page. This picture made comics very interesting and fun to read because I never feel bored when I read a comic. As an action, I made a mini comic manually. I also conducted a workshop to year 3 on how to make a mini comic with A4 paper. To inspire more people about my action, I read my own made comic story live on Instagram. The central idea is people express their feelings, culture, and values in many creative ways. The lines of inquiries are elements of a comic book, benefits of reading comic books, and creating a comic books. The key concepts are form, function, and form. And the related concepts are style, enjoyment, and imagination. The learner profile. First, my learner profile is research skills. I did research about comic books from primary and secondary sources, such as guest speakers and some websites, as well as YouTube. Then, thinking skills. I use my thinking skills to create the storyline of my comic and to decide my action plan. And then, communication skills. This is the skill that I often showed throughout my PYPX journey, from listening to every suggestion from my mentors and teachers, to ask my mentors and parents opinions about my plan and action. Then, social skills. Working together with my mentors, parents, and my teachers to achieve my action plan. Lastly, time management skills. This is very important and the hardest to be done as I really have to make a timeline and checklist to be able to finish my project on time. Then with the approaches to learning. First, communicators. I express myself. I communicate my creativity through drawing, writing a story, and storytelling. And I always listen to inputs from my mentors, my teacher, and my parents. Then knowledgeable. By doing this PYPX project, I gained knowledge and developed a deeper understanding about comic books. After that, risk taker. I think I am a risk taker because I challenge myself to make a comic book manually. I know it is out of my comfort zone, but I know there are many resources that I can use to solve the problem. And I'm not worried about what my picture looks like, but I believe that the story that I created determines how good my comic is. Okay, so first of all, what is a comic book? A comic book is a magazine that contains story told in pictures. Then we have the genres of comic. First, superhero. Superhero genre comics is a comic with the story about adventures of someone has personalities and ethic of costume crimes fighters known as superheroes, who often possess superhuman power and battle similarly powered with criminals known as supervillains. Comics example is Marvel Comics, DC Comics, etc. Then we have manga. The manga comic is Japanese comic. Manga are comics or graphic novels originating from Japan. Manga characters almost always have large eyes, small mouth, and abnormal hair color. These things give their characters a very Western look to them. Comic manga example is Naruto comic. Then we have a slide of life. A subcategory webcomics. These are just regular linear stories told in webcomic format with no unusual elements, no science fiction, fantasy, embellishment, or anything that wouldn't happen in real life. Then get humor. Comic humor relating to or marked by comedy, causing laughter, funny stories. Example, Kobo-chan. And non-fiction. Many comics have been created to explore such diverse topics as science, history, politics, and biography, and have proven to be an excellent educational tool. Then science fiction fantasy. Comics offer a wide array of fantastic universes to explore for those who enjoy fantasizing about other worlds. Lastly, we got horror. A comic with creepy illustration and suspense building stories, frights, chills, and thrills abound. In the history of comic, in 1897, a guy named Richard F. Outcault created the first ever comic book. The first comic book story is named The Yellow Kitten. And the elements of comics are panels, gutters, sound effects, caption, suspension of disbelief, composition, and this is the commonly speech bubble used in comic. And there are speech bubble, thought bubble, whisper bubble, telephone bubble, shot bubble, type bubble. And here is the fact about comic. The first comic book was created in 1897. The first superhero comic was published in 1938. The inventor of comic book is Rudolf Topfer. Some comic book only has black and white colors. There is 56,061 different comics published by the DC. And this is the comic that I make. There is 18 pages of my comic book, and the comic book story is about a superhero saving the marine animals in danger. The superhero is named Ocean Man. How I took my action. First, I made a pre-survey for the year 3 students using Google Form. Second, conducted a campaign to year 3 students presenting about comic and how to make a comic. Third, making my own comic manually. First, I choose an idea for my story. Second, write the story. Third, plan on the story like settings, layout, and characters. Fourth, draw the illustration on paper. Scan the pictures using handphone. And then edit the pictures, trace and color the pictures using a handphone. After that, making it into a comic book, then print it on digital printing. Then conducted a comic making online workshop to your 3 students. Then gave my book survey to your 3 class and read my own comic book live on Instagram. The PYPX journey. First, we choose our interests. Then we make the G site to provide quick and easy access to our PYP project work and collaboration. Third, develop our central idea. Fourth, we make our campaigns live. And then we conduct a survey. Then sixth, doing the workshop. And here are some of the results from my workshop. And your students enjoy making the comic book during the workshop. They easily understood how to make it, and they are good comic makers. I created a paddock for them to submit their own mini book. 7. Compiling all the evidence. Then lastly, we record our presentation for the D-Day. My reflection. This PYPX was a great experience for me, although it was very challenging, but I learned a lot from this PYPX project. I improved my time management skills and risk-taker skills. I am very proud of myself because my hard work paid off. And I thank my mentors and my parents for supporting me during this PYPX journey. And here are some secondary resources I used to get the information. Thank you. Do you have any question?
Yeah, excellent presentation, Keanu, and I really like your reflection. Yes, we are as a mentor, we're also proud of you, and your comic book also inspired me and reminds me a long time ago. I really like to read comic book, and now I know the genre of comic book that I liked a long time ago. It was humor, because I really like to read Kobo-chan. Who likes to read Kobo-chan here? I think at the age of Kobo-chan era. Okay, now we are come to the question and answer session. So please welcome Keanu and Mercy. Good morning, Keanu, Mercy.
Morning.
Okay, wow, I think we have a lot of questions for you guys. So our first question. Okay, our first question is from Miss Susie. Wow, young students love pop-up books. And this is the important question. Could library have your pop-up books?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, I will repeat the question again. So this is the question from Miss Susie. Young students love pop-up books. And could library have your pop-up book?
Well, I'm planning to give a pop-up book to the library so others can read. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Mercy. So Miss Susie, be ready. And maybe you can put it on Folle Destiny as well. So everyone can see Mercy's pop-up book. Next question is from Miss Elsa. Wow, Miss Elsa is here. So Miss Elsa's question is for Mercy. What the most interests you when you choose pop-up book for your PYPX? And what aspect motivates you in order to make your pop-up book becomes different and unique?
Thank you for the question. The most part that makes me interested in pop-up books are their way of making things movable and interactive that helps other readers more interested in the pop-up book. And while searching for the basic elements of pop-up books, I've seen lots of videos showcasing some pop-up books, giving me ideas and motivation on how to make it move. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Mercy. Can you teach me how to make it move? Because it's hard to make the book when you open it and it's pop up. Okay, next question for Mercy again from Ibu Francisca Husada. Oh, I think Ibu Francisca Husada is your watercolor expert, right? Okay, the question is, how challenging is it for you to switch from digital to manually printing your work? And what drives you to do this manually, as you can still do it digitally and print them out? Can you answer that question first?
Thank you for the question. Well, first off, I didn't use digital apps to paint it. And the reason why is because I want to enhance my drawing skills and my hand motor skills manually since I haven't done it in such a long time. And since you've asked for the end results, I will now show it.
Okay, thank you, Mercy. This is the special request from Ibu Francisca. Oh, can you show your wonderful result to the audience here?
Yes. Oh, may I turn off the background?
Sure.
All right.
Nice.
So this is the cover of the book. It says Adventures of Ocean Pollution. I hope it's clear enough.
Yes, it is.
Right. This is the first page of the pop-up book.
Wow.
And this is
And
the
you tell
second
us
page.
what happened in the first page there.
So at first, the Earth had an ocean, a clean one, that was home to ocean animals, as well as plants. And at the second one, people at the 1960s have been dumping trash in the ocean. And because of the trash, it made the coral plants die. And because of the plastic, it has been turning into bits that made animals eat them. And because the reports have been showing up lately, people have been trying to help clean the ocean. But if you want to help out, you can choose reusable materials and rarely used plastic. That can help make the ocean a better place.
Wow, it can spin as well.
Yes.
Wow, excellent, Mercy.
Thank you.
Oh, I really like the pop-up book that you made. Oh, I am your first fan. Do you want to give me the one pop-up book, Mercy? Okay, then. Next question is for both of you from Miss Nadia. Okay, which one is more challenging to you? Make the pop-up book or comic, or choose the content for your book and why? Can I start with Keanu first?
Thank you for the question. I think the hardest part is finding the content because first we need to find an inspiration first to create an idea for our comic content. Thank you.
Thank you, Keanu. And what about you, Mercy?
The thing that is challenging about making the pop-up book is drawing the ocean animals and coral plants, because I haven't drawn like animals in the past years. So it's a new experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. Wow, I think we have a lot of people who inspired with your pop-up book. First from Miss Lenny, this is a question for you, Mercy. You wow Miss Lenny with your pop-up book. Wow, surely it's not easy to make it, right, Mercy? And she wondered if you can reset this PYPX, will you do the same action or will you do a different one? Why? And if you have more time, is there anything from your pop-up book that you would like to develop more? What and why?
Well, thank you for the question. If I would reset this PX project, I would have changed my action to making a poster so I can catch up with other things such as making my G-sites and campaign slides. And if I have more time, I could have add and fix my artwork with adding more shadows into my art so it could be much more clear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mercy. So you want to reset it into the poster. And what is the poster about, Mercy?
Life below water.
Life below water. I think you really like life below water. Next, another one, Miss Rachel also inspired with your pop-up book because she loved your pop-up book. And based on your experience, Mercy, what advice do you have for other students who would like to make their own pop-up book?
Thank you for the question. The advice I have is to learn the first basics on paper engineering. So when planning the structure of the pop-up book, it will be much more easier for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. So maybe next time you can have another workshop, a big workshop about how to make it. And I think I will attend your workshop. Okay, next question is for Kianu. Okay, wait. Ya, Ki. Nah, for Kianu from Ibu Francisca Husada. So, will you pursue this talent of your making comic book? And what genre of comic is your favorite?
My favorite comic genre is superhero. So because since I like to watch superhero movies, that's why I will choose superhero genre.
Yes, you like superhero.
Yeah.
Whose superhero do you like best?
I like Iron Man.
Iron Man. That's all?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kianu.
Thank you.
And this question in bahasa Indonesia, pertanyaan untuk Mercy dan Kianu. Mengapa kamu memilih topik ini untuk proyek kamu? Dan apakah ide ini muncul dari kamu sendiri atau mentor yang memberi ide ini? Silahkan Kianu terlebih dahulu.
Terima kasih untuk pertanyaannya. Saya membuat ide ini sendiri dan bisa ngulang pertanyaannya.
Boleh. Kenapa kamu pilih topik ini, Kianu, untuk proyek?
Karena saya memilih topik ini karena saya mau mencoba sesuatu yang baru. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Jadi sebelumnya Kianu belum pernah membuat komik ya?
Ya, sebelumnya Kianu belum membuat komik.
Terima kasih Kianu. Dan bagaimana dengan Mercy? Kenapa sih Mercy pilih proyek membuat pop-up book ini?
Terima kasih untuk pertanyaannya. Alasan saya untuk memilih topik ini karena aku mau membuat PYPX proyek ini menjadi lebih menyenangkan. Karena tidak ada yang mencoba membuat pop-up book. Terima kasih.
Oh, jadi kamu mencoba sesuatu yang baru ya. Jadi apakah ide ini muncul dari diri kamu sendiri atau dari mentor yang memberi ide?
Aku sendiri.
Kamu sendiri. Oke, terima kasih Mercy. Next question is for Mercy and Keanu. Again, what is your proud moment in doing this exhibition? And how do you feel that you both have done your exhibition? I go to Mercy first.
The moment I'm proudest in the way I do my watercolor is because I haven't done watercolor in such a long time, and I didn't expect it to be like easy, like well blend and all, and have like lots of details. So and the feeling that I'm feeling in this expedition, I'm currently feeling quite nervous, but it's starting to fade away as I talk. Thank you.
And what about now? Do you still feeling nervous? A little bit?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, next question. Next answer. Keanu?
I'm very proud on the workshop because I never to do a tutorial stuff in front of other classes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Keanu. So you went to year 3 and you're done with your workshop there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question for both. Since the beginning of this PYPX, you have a series of expert speakers from Keanu and Mercy as well. So, form the general knowledge about copyrights, reference, photography, or specific expert speakers who are really connect with your topic. And today, Ms. Lisbeth also sees one of them are here. So what are the important information from your expert speakers that you implemented in your project? And is there anything you would like to say to them right now too? Mercy?
The important information that I've gained is to add much more value into my art, so my artwork could be much more clear, and other shading techniques about using watercolor. And what I want to say to them right now is, thank you for teaching me about watercolor. So I could use watercolor more in the future for fun and all, and for other experiments. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ibu Francisca Usada, Auntie ya. So she teach you a lot about shadings, right? About the watercolor and be brave with the color, right, Mercy? And what about Keanu?
The information that I get that if you want to create a story, you can write 3 things: that what you see, what you taste, and what you feel. If you want to create a good comic story. Thank you. And I want to say to them that thank you for giving me a nice information so that I can make a very good comic story. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Keanu. Next, we have Miss Marisa, question from Miss Marisa. Pertanyaannya untuk Mercy. Apakah ada peralatan khusus untuk membuat pop-up book? Silahkan, Mercy.
Terima kasih untuk pertanyaannya. Peralatan yang saya gunakan adalah pensil, gunting, penghapus, dan peralatan normal. Saya belum pernah mencoba peralatan spesial, jadi maaf saya jika aku tidak dapat jawab menjawab pertanyaan dengan baik. Terima kasih.
Oke, jadi peralatan yang dibutuhkan sama seperti peralatan menggambar ya. Pensil, dan pastinya tentu perlu watercolor paint. Apakah ada special paint, Mercy, untuk menggambar watercolor? Cat khusus untuk menggambar menggunakan teknik watercolor painting?
Untuk watercolor painting, aku memakai paper yang spesial untuk watercolor painting. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Jadi kertasnya harus tebal ya. Oke, question for Keanu. Why did you share the survey to year 3 only? Will you share to other year level if you have more time, and which year level and why?
Thank you for the question. Yes, I will do another survey to other classes, and I want to give it to year 4, because I think year 4 has more knows more about comic book. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
You will go to year 4.
Yeah, I will go to year 4.
Thank you, Keanu. Next question from Miss Rachel for Keanu. Your comic book is very well designed and illustrated. Is there any aspect of your comic book that you would change if you had to do it again? And then why?
I will change the. Wait, I will add more more the stories, so it can be more interesting. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Keanu. Oh, special request and question for both of you. I think Mercy already showed the product of the pop-up book. Now I want to ask Keanu to show your product, to show your comic book to us. Can you show your comic book?
So this is the cover. It's about Ocean Man saving the marine animals. Then this is the first page and the second page. Then there's the fourth page and the fifth page. You can see an alarm going off. Then Ocean Man swims to save his day. And then he saw a supervillain catching a bunch of fish. And Ocean Man talked to the supervillain, and then the supervillain wants Ocean Man to fight him. Then they both fighting until Ocean Man plunged with his power, and then Black Manta give up. And then he suddenly vanished. Then he used his power to cure the poisoned fish. Then, lastly, he go back to his headquarters. And that's all.
Wow, awesome. Did you draw it manually or digitally?
I draw it manually, but for the tracing, I do it digitally.
I see.
And the coloring.
And the coloring also digital?
Yeah.
Nice. Then, Keanu, how do you feel right now? Do you feel proud of yourself?
I'm very feel proud of myself because can answer most of the question here, and proud of myself that my hard work paid off.
Good job. And what about you, Mercy? How do you feel right now? And also, do you feel proud of yourself?
I do feel proud of myself because I've answered some questions correctly and smoothly. And thank you.
Thank you, Mercy and Keanu. Not only you, I'm also proud of you. Awesome. And next, what of you, this is the question from Miss Lenny, what of you did IG live storytelling? Wow, I also watched your IG live storytelling last time. Can you share the synopsis of your book with us here? What is it about, Keanu?
So my comics synopsis is like an ocean man is a superhero. I like to save marine animals. Then one day there is an alarm. Then ocean man quickly get his suit and on its way to save the day. Then once ocean man arrives, he saw a lot of marine animals in danger because super villain called Manta poisoned the fish, so Manta can catch the fish easily. Thank you.
And what about you, Mercy?
Thank you for the question. The use of my book is to teach children about information about ocean pollution and how to help stop ocean pollution. Thank you.
Thank you. Question from Ibu Vina, question for Keanu. In your ATL presentation, you said this project is out of comfort zone. Can you share the experience when you were doing your project?
My experience on doing the project is like the workshop because I am very shy on sharing stuff in front of other people. Thank you.
Oh, okay, nice. And this is a question from Ibu Diana. Pertanyaan dari Ibu Diana untuk Keanu. Apa sih perbedaannya antara komik dengan manga? Is it manga or manga?
Perbedaan komik sama manga, jadi manga itu kayak genrenya untuk genre comic booknya, dan comic book itu kayak story yang ada banyak fotonya. Masih.
Jadi manga itu banyak fotonya ya?
Manga itu kayak banyak manusia gambar-gambar gitu.
Oh, lebih banyak karakter manusianya.
Ya kayak anime.
Anime. Oh ya, ya. Terima kasih Keanu. Next question from from Ibu Francisca Husada. Question for Mercy. Why did you choose watercolor? Because watercolor has zero tolerance for mistake, not like acrylic, as you said before, and it's not easy to make the color vibrant unless you are artist grade paint. So Mercy, why do you choose the watercolor, Mercy?
The reason I choose watercolor is because I usually use that watercolor, and I have much more knowledge about watercolor than acrylic. Whenever I use acrylic, it's very hard for me to use it because of because of because it's hard to blend it together for me. Thank you.
So which one do you like, Mercy? Use painting using the watercolor or the acrylic?
Watercolor, since I haven't used acrylic for such a long time. Thank you.
Okay, so she choose the watercolor. Nice. Next question is from Miss Rachel for both of you, for Keanu and Mercy. Your PYPX journey has been long and challenging. So what aspect did you enjoy the most and what was your lowest point? And can you answer this one first? What aspect did you enjoy the most? I think Keanu first.
The one that I enjoyed the most during this PYPX exhibition is doing the workshop because year 3 students enjoy the workshop, and I also enjoyed the workshop because I'm very proud of myself that I can make a tutorial in front of other people or even students. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. What about you, Mercy? What
Well, I
aspect?
have thank you for the question. What I have enjoyed the most on making the pop-up book. I enjoyed coloring. Painting the pop-up book with watercolor, and after I'm done, I enjoy sticking the pieces together onto the pop-up book to see the end results on how it pops up. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Did you did you enjoy when you do workshop to KB and year 1?
I didn't do workshops, but
Oh yeah,
instead
you read the story, right?
I read the story.
And you give the pop-up book as well to them.
Yes, but it's still processing. It's still printing out.
It's okay. They will wait. They will be patient to wait for your pop-up book. Okay, next question from Miss Lenny for both of you. What are the things that you have to prepare for your PYPX behind the scene beside your books? Yeah. And what were the challenges you faced? How did you overcome it? Mercy.
The challenges of doing the PIPX is making the DD and campaign slides is because I had difficulties on finding the information I need to put in there, including gathering the pictures to put into the slides. Thank you.
Nice answer. What about you, Keanu?
My answers seem like Mercy. We need to do the PYPX slide and the campaign slide because we need to gather all the information from the campaign slide, yeah, from information, so we can present it during the PYPX exhibition. Thank you.
Nice. Okay. I think we still have some questions here. Okay, question from Mr. Sutris, your mentor as well, for Mercy and Keanu. What actually your big message to everyone based on your exhibition topic? Keanu first.
What's my message? My message is hope, hoping you enjoy during my action and my YPX exhibition, and even my that's all. I enjoy my YPX exhibition and enjoy my action. Thank you.
Sure, we really enjoy your action. Especially, I really like your IG live story last time. You were so brave, and I really enjoy when you were reading your book. And what about you, Mercy?
Thank you for the question. The biggest message I have is thank you, general mentors, specialist mentors, and their mentors for helping me guide me to my PYPX journey. And thank you for helping me out in my PYPX journey and like showing me the mistakes I've done. And thank you, viewers for supporting me in this PYPX expedition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mercy and Keanu. So I think this is our last question. And I would like to say thank you to Mercy and for answering all the questions and give your best to answer and support each other. Thank you. Finally, I would like to say thank you to all visitors in this session. And I would like to invite all of you to join our next session with Nathan and Alex. They will share the interesting topic as well about basketball for health, mind, and body, and about photography. So we will see you again at 9:45. And next we have 2 QR codes here next to me. The first QR code is for the G site code. Please feel free to take a look at our G sites. And we have the feedback QR code as well. So please give us your feedback about this exhibition because it's important to us and it can help us to improve our performance. So I want to ask Mr. David to now make us all together here again. So, Keanu.
Thank you, mentors and general mentors, even the teachers for guiding us throughout this PYPX exhibition.
Mercy.
And thank you, viewers, for watching our PYP expedition.
Yeah, and thank you one more time to our general mentors and the technical team, Mr. David and Miss Marisa. You are so awesome. Woohoo! And that's all for us today. So PYPX 2021-2022. Be true, be you.
Yo, bisa yo.
Yo.